Hey, y'all, I'm back with another video. Let's just get to it. I don't want to waste any time. We're here, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, Season 2, episode, I don't care. Let's really get to it because, see, y'all are going to make me sick. Y'all are going to make me sick to my stomach. The fact that y'all literally have no storyline. And Bria, and a few of you, specifically Bria, you're doing the same thing that you did last year when it comes to Nick and Tasia. And I'm a tad bit disgusted. I'm not going to hold you. I'm very much so disgusted. This whole episode was very, very hard to watch. And the backpedaling and pussy popping, shout out to Spill Boy TV, is insane. Let's just jump right into the episode. So we go right into the aftermath, right after the party and stuff like let's just start from there, okay? We have Noelle, Natalie, which is Amir's girlfriend, Shanice and Bria. They are all sitting on the hammock, okay? And they're all talking. I went back and I watched this twice because I wanted to make sure that I was right about everything, right? So Here we go. Because I wrote it down. I wanted to make sure I have this right. So all of them came and they sat down and they were talking. They were talking about last night. They were talking about how Shanice is really, really drunk the night before. And Natalie, because all of this is important. Natalie is the one who said, Nick was nice, he came, he brought you a drink. And then Tasia was brought up and she said, have you guys had any time to bond or spend with Tasia? And all little girls said, no, they haven't really had a moment to bond with her. And Natalie said, oh, okay, well, I was just asking because, Nick left her in bed. Okay, she was in bed while he was downstairs trying to do whatever it is that he was trying to do. Remember that part because that's important. That is important, right? And so the girls as a whole just said, right? So Bria said, I just find it interesting how Nick switches up. Last year when everything happened, with him flirting and then Tasia came, I told her what happened and she paid you dust then like she paid Natalie's ass dust this season as she should. Give Tasia, I was going to say a peach, get Tasia on this show because that's the type of energy we need, okay? So Bria talked about how she brought it up to Tasia, and then Noelle said, I just want to know how it feels. I would just like to know how it feels, knowing that your man was just doing all of that stuff 48 hours and now, you're just back at his face and you're not knowing what it is that he did. And then Bria said when he's drinking, he has been very touchy-feely, especially with Jordan and Summer. And oh damn, I didn't write down what Noelle says. Noelle says something about him taking stuff too far at times. And then Natalie said, well, seeing how all of you guys are talking about this, and this is important too, because I'm going to shoot Natalie some bill right here. Natalie said, well, seeing how we're all talking about this, I could just bring this up to Tasia and tell her, how the girls are kind of feeling about Nick. Bria says, I shouldn't be the one to bring that up. And Noelle says, pretty much she's not going to bring it up neither. Shanice says nothing at all. Bria then says, well, Nick is the type, he's the type, he's going to pretty much, F anything. If they was really going to let him F, then they would. I'm going to go through the whole episode before we actually get to my commentary, because we ain't about to be here very long, okay? They end up going out to eat, right? And when they go out to eat, first of all, let's break some of this down, because first of all, I said we was going to do it at the end. I'm lying. Let's do it now. First of all, Natalie, you're messy as hell for bringing up, whatever he was doing downstairs. And then for you to later try to flip and try to play the victim I wasn't really trying to be the problematic drama girl. Well, you're the one who brought it up. So let's start there, okay? Secondly, Bria, you're trying it because last season I called, and I never ever said this on my channel, but Nick actually liked a few of my tweets last season, me talking about this same situation, and he actually reposted some of my stuff. But last season, when Tasia had came to the house and Bria wanted to go out of her way, she felt like it was her job to go out of her way to try to tell Tasia some shit about her nigga that 9 times out of 10 she was going to end up seeing on TV anyway. just to try to have a moment, okay? Then you're trying to make another moment now by saying, not bringing this up because Natalie brought it up, but you're trying to make it another moment again. Well, I don't get it because I said something to her last year. Okay, so my thing is, if you brought this up to her last year, plus she actually watched the show, right? And she's still with him and she's still okay with him being in this house. What I'm not understanding is you bitches are more pressed than the girlfriend is. Y'all want Tasia to be as pressed as y'all, and it's a lot of projecting going on because a lot of it is, well, if it was me, well, if it was me, well, if it was me, and my man, and it couldn't be my man. Okay, well, it's not your man. It's Tasia's man. And again, if she saw what happened last season, I'm pretty sure she's not stupid. If she has eyes and she saw last season and she listened to everything that you said and she watched everything from there, I'm pretty sure she saw all of the pictures that Nick has taken with the other girls. If it ain't a problem for her, why the hell is it a problem for y'all? Now, if y'all are uncomfortable with the way that he interacts with y'all, that's one thing, but that's not what y'all end up saying later in the episode. Y'all biggest issue is we feel like Tasia should just know, but Tasia knows and don't care. So why are we still talking about something when the girlfriend at hand does not care? Why? So Natalie goes upstairs after she gets off the hammock and she tells Amir everything that was said. Amir is like, okay, all right, like tell her, but you got to do it a certain way. So everybody goes out to eat. Oh, let me say this before they not go out to eat, before they went out to eat, right? Everybody was getting ready except Tasia and Nick to go on a bike ride. And the only reason they didn't go is because Tasia didn't have anything to wear. They come downstairs, right? And they getting in a car and Shanice is in another car like, oh, so that's what they're going biking in? Obviously not, you dumbass. And then is going to say, they're a weird couple. Shanice, you're a hater. Like Shanice, you're a pure hater. And we'll get to you in a second. We'll get to you and how you don't have no right to open up your mouth about anything being inappropriate when you pulled what you pulled last year, plus the nonsense that you've been doing this year. So we'll get to you in a second. Cause see, I got smoke for everybody that was sitting on that hammock. Natalie, Noelle, Shanice and Bria, I got smoke for every single last one of y'all because I don't appreciate this episode at all. I got smoke for all of y'all. So they end up going out to eat, right? When they go out to eat, Natalie gets up from the table. Like Natalie was trying to audition for her next season. That's a fact, but whatever. Natalie gets up from the table. Mind you, in the middle of them having dinner, she gets up, or lunch. She gets up, walks over to the edge of the table where Tasia and Nick is sitting. Step number one, where you went wrong. Why the hell would you get up in the middle of this lunch like this to go over and try to have this conversation? You could have waited till y'all got back to the house and everybody was separated. You could have waited to maybe later in the night, but you decided to make a moment and get your ass up in the middle of the lunch to try to pull her to the side so that y'all could have a one-on-one so you could have more camera time, and I'm not with it. Problem number two is when Natalie went over to talk to Tasia, what did Solange say? Don't touch my hair. You don't touch black girls' hair like that. Why are you touching her hair? Why are you petting her like she's a damn chia pet? Stop touching, and Tasia, your hair is beautiful. Stop touching Tasia's beautiful ass hair. Stop touching black girls' hair. Stop it. Stop touching our hair. It's not for fodder. It's not for you to sit around and play in. And most black girls grew up learning you don't let nobody put their hands in your hair. You don't let everybody play in your hair. So don't touch her hair. So that's problem number two, okay? Then Natalie says to Tasia, oh, well, I just kind of wanted to talk to you. And Tasia, my girl, caught it off top and said, about what? Like what is there to talk about? Because she peeped it. I was here last season and I see how Bria tried to make me, because what y'all trying to do is y'all trying to rile her up so that y'all can kind of get a reaction and it be caught on camera. And my girl Tasia, she too smart. Just like she checked Bria last season when she could tell that Bria was trying to pull something out of her for a moment. The same thing with Natalie. I can tell that you're trying to pull something. I don't even have to know what it is, but I just went through this last season, so I can tell it again. Oh, I just want to have a conversation with you about something. No, that's okay. It don't matter. It don't matter because I'm about to leave. So what is we talking about? Oh no, I just wanted to. It don't even matter because we're about to leave. It don't matter. So Amir is sick or whatever because he was so hungover. So he gets up and goes inside the actual restaurant because they were sitting outside. And Natalie is talking to him and she's like, oh my gosh, now I just feel so bad, because Tasia ends up saying to Nick, like, I want to leave. Like, I want to leave now. So they end up leaving with Preston and Preston's partner or whatever. So when they're in the car, like I said, Natalie is saying to Amir, like, oh, now I feel bad. I don't want to come off like I was trying to be the problematic drama girl. That's exactly what it was. I had to go back and watch it twice to really catch everything. If you only caught it, if you only watched it one time and you wasn't really paying attention, you could get a little confused. But no, the reason why people are dragging you online right now is because you did start it. You didn't have to bring up Nick in that way on the hammock, because he wasn't even a topic of conversation until you brought him up. And secondly, let's just say I let you slide with that, right? The way that you approached Tasia, that's not being her friend, because Amir is in his confessional like, oh, well, Tasia and Natalie are really friends. If we're really friends, that's not how you handle that. You don't try to pull me aside on camera to tell me that bitches is talking about how my man is being handsy with them. That's not being a friend. A real friend is texting me in the middle of that conversation and saying, look, girl, you might want to come downstairs and have a quick conversation because these bitches is talking about your nigga. Period. That's how you're supposed to do it if you're a friend, okay? So then, while Nick is texting Natalie, like, what was that about? Because Tasia is really upset, and now I'm getting mad because I don't understand. So Natalie's texting back, and she's like, well, I was just trying to tell her that some of the girls was saying how you're really handsy, and Nick was like, well, who's all saying that? And she said everybody that was sitting at the hammock. He was like, oh, okay, bet. All right. So he's telling Preston, like, we're going to have a conversation about this, because we're not about to keep playing this game. And what we're not going to do is use Nick as a storyline. That's what we're not gonna do. Whether it was intentional or not, this is not a second season in a row that y'all feel the need to pull his girlfriend to the side, or, oh, we need to try to tell his girlfriend something. Let me say something really fast before I really get to the end of this episode and going on everybody. I have a very flirtatious boyfriend. I've known my boyfriend for about 16 years at this point, right? We've been together since we was teenagers. Not 16, a little less than that, because I ain't that ill. But I've been with him since I was in high school. My boyfriend is one of the most flirtatious people you're ever going to meet. He's he's not handsy, but he is very flirtatious. And when I first got with him, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But that's really just the type of person he is. And it's less about being flirtatious. It's just that he's a very, very nice person. And sometimes it can come off as flirtatious, but sometimes he is flirtatious. But you want to know what? Big me. I made the decision to know that about him, and me say, you want to know what? That's fine. It don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It on everything I love. It does not bother me. So my thing with Tasia is, why can't y'all just leave her alone? I'm pretty sure she watched the last season just like everybody else. I'm pretty sure, like, when Bria's talking about, oh, like the pictures that you take, no, it was like, oh, well, if it's my man, then you're not gonna put your hands over their arm and on their side. You really think Tasia hasn't seen any pictures of him with other women, or him with Jordan and Summer? I'm pretty sure if it was a problem last season, she probably addressed it with him and they moved on. You want to know how I know they moved on? Because they're still together and he's back on this season. If it was really that big of a deal, I'm pretty sure Tasia would have had a conversation with him like, look, it's either the show or it's me. So again, I'm not understanding why it's a big deal to everybody else. Tasia clearly knows her nigga and does not care at all. So why should y'all be caring more than she does? It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's move on to when they actually all met up, right? Okay, so once everything is over, they get back to the house. Like I said, before they got there, Nick was going off, telling Preston how it was pissing him off, because it's like, all right, boom, I already had this conversation with Jordan and Summer about me being handsy. Like, okay, but like, and on top of that, the way that he found out was, again, not because y'all come to him, which is something that Alex ends up bringing up later. So he was like, no, I want to nip this in the bud right now. He was like, I don't know if it's like they got something against me. Do they not want to see me with my girlfriend? I'm going to be honest, Nick, I don't know exactly what the problem is. I'm not understanding why they're fixated so much on trying to tell your girl that you're a bad nigga or whatever it is that their thing is. But let's keep going, right? So everybody comes to the house or whatever. So he's talking to a few people that's standing there. He ends up saying to, like, he brings it up to everybody, saying, like, this is what I'm about to talk about. So Summer is like, well, we already had the conversation. He was like, yeah, he's like, I'm not talking about you because me and you, we have an understanding. We talked about it. We're good. He was like, Noelle, like, you saying that to me is wild. Like, I have no idea why you would say that about me. So she was like, I never said that you were being handsy with me. That's not what I said. And to be fair, because I had to run the tape back, Noelle did not say that he was handsy with her. She said that he be doing inappropriate stuff and that she don't understand how his girlfriend could be there knowing the stuff that he was doing 48 hours earlier. That's what she said. Then Noelle says, to me, it wasn't even that serious enough for us to go back and go and tell her anything. It wasn't even really that serious. And I wasn't saying that you made me uncomfortable. I never said that. Okay, so this is my thing throughout this whole little part, right? Some of y'all is telling the truth. Some of y'all are lying. But in general, I don't like it because a lot of y'all are kind of backpedaling. No. You didn't say, Noelle, that he was being handsy, and Shanice really didn't say anything at all. But y'all were implying certain things. And during this talk, you would make it seem like y'all was just sitting there not saying one word about him. Bria wants to come at the end and lie and say, I never said one word about you. Y'all was talking about him, and y'all was talking about how he be inappropriate. Now y'all might have not said handsy, but y'all was insinuating different things about him. And I don't like how all three of them kind of backpedaled and then tried to flip it on Natalie, like y'all wasn't actually having a conversation about the way that he acts, and specifically him and Tasia. So, Nick ends up saying, like, before Noelle goes into his whole thing, he was like, look, I don't know why you would say that. Like, I know you trying to be like, pretty much like, I know you trying to be down with the group. I know you trying to fit in with the cast, but like, that's some wild shit to try to say about me. So, Noelle ends up saying, talking about Natalie, like in her confessional, she was like, I'm thinking that maybe we should have never had that conversation because normally me, Bria, and Shanice, we're just having girl talk. And I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't have brought her in because it wasn't your place to go back and tell her. Okay, I'm lost because as I just said, and I rewinded the tape to make sure I was right, Natalie told y'all when she was sitting there that she was going to tell Tasia what y'all was talking about. It's not like she took the information and just ran off without saying something. She literally said, I am going to have a conversation with her about the fact that y'all feel like he's handsy and he does too much. Bria, you said, well, it ain't, I don't want to do it. And Noelle said, not me. Nobody during that conversation, unless it was cut out, said, I don't think you should do that because it's not that serious. But then Noelle wants to spend the next 10 minutes saying, it wasn't that serious. Nobody was going to bring it up. Nobody was bringing it up. It wasn't that serious. So if it's not that serious, right, then when Natalie said she was going to bring it back to her, why did y'all not stop her and say, no, don't do that? Again, the backpedaling and popping for me. So then Noelle goes upstairs to go get Shanice and Bria because, you know, she's like, Nick wants to talk about what was said. So Shanice comes downstairs and Shanice was like, I didn't say that you were handsy. Now, to be fair, Shanice really didn't say anything that whole time when they was on the hammock. I watched it back. She did not say anything. The only thing that she talked about was the fact that she was drunk. She might have said, but she never said specific. She never really contributed to the conversation. It was mostly Bria, Noelle, and Natalie talking. So Shanice was like, well, I didn't say that you're handsy with me, but I would say that you have wandering eyes. And so Nick is like, oh my gosh, so which one is it? Like, am I too flirty? Am I too handsy? Do I have wandering eyes? Like, y'all can't even, and I'm with Nick, like, y'all can't even keep track with what y'all problem is with me. So y'all are mad because my eyes be wandering. Mind you, Bravo then shows a flashback of the last party they had. Shanice, you literally pulled your top down sitting next to him. So let me get this right. You got a problem with a nigga who has a girlfriend having wandering eyes, but you don't have a problem last season getting completely naked in front of somebody's boyfriend. You don't have a problem this season taking off your top and running around with your boobs out, sitting next to a man who's in a relationship. So I'm a little lost. So that's okay though. So it's okay to show your entire naked ass body in front of a man that you know has a woman. But he's wrong because he looked to his left and he seen titties. It don't make no sense to me. It's not adding up, Shanice. And you're the last person to say anything because you're the most disrespectful of people who are in a relationship. So for you to try to hold him to a standard when you don't hold your own self to a standard about how you act around people that are in a relationship, you can keep it, bitch. So you're off my list. I don't even got nothing to say about you no more. Then Noelle again is like, it wasn't that serious. We weren't going to bring it up. And it was just said that like, oh, since we're talking about it, I'm going to tell her. So then Preston was like, well, what was the tipping point that made y'all say, oh, we're going to run and tell Tasia? And Natalie raises her hand and said, me. Like, I was the one who brought it up about saying something, about saying something to Tasia. So then Amir jumps in and he's like, well, no, it's because it's a girl code thing. And he was just trying to stick up for his bitch. And Amir, we'll get on you another day, but you could go sit down because we don't care. She wanted to be in it. She's in it now. Again, I'm not mad because Natalie said in front of all three of them that she was going to bring it up to Tasia and not one person told her to not. Where Natalie messed up is number one, bringing up that Nick was acting inappropriate when you're claiming that he's your friend. You're the one who started that conversation. And where you're also wrong is if Tasia is your friend, why would you try to embarrass her on camera? That's not being a friend. That's you looking to secure your spot next season. That's where you messed up. So Jordan then brings up, like how they talk and, they show the flashbacks, whatever about them too, right? And you see how in the moment when Jordan's uncomfortable, she tells Nick to back up. And does he or does he not back up? Every time they saw, he backed up when she asked him to stop. He stopped, correct? Okay. And they already had the conversation, so that's neither here nor there. So then Alex comes in and says the most important thing, like, y'all rag on Nick all the time. Y'all have no problem joking on him all day, every day. But y'all didn't feel like y'all could pull him to the side. The same thing with Jordan and Summer. Y'all could talk all this shit about him behind his back and be kiki in front of him and take all of the pictures with him, but not say to him and pull him to the side and say, hey, just to kind of let you know, you be getting a little bit handsy sometimes. I know you don't really mean it, but I'm just letting you know when you drink, you get a little handsy. It makes me a little uncomfortable. That's all anybody had to say if that's how they really felt about it. But no, as Preston said, all y'all want to do in this house is run around. Y'all all are in the exact same house, but y'all want to go past the person's room that y'all got a problem with to talk about it with the person next door. I'm not with it. So like Alex said, like if y'all had a problem or if y'all really feel some type of way, then say something. But this is the thing, Alex, they don't have anything to say. The only people who had a legit issue and it was valid was Jordan and Summer. Now, granted, they did not bring it to him, which is where they fucked up. But you want to know what? They had a conversation about it. The other stuff that the girls are talking about, that Noelle, Shanice, and Bria are talking about, specifically Bria and Noelle, y'all are talking about how his girlfriend should feel, not what he's doing to you guys. And y'all literally said during the scene, you didn't do anything to me. Y'all are literally projecting how y'all think his girlfriend should feel because y'all would feel some type of way. Y'all not her. That's not y'all fucking relationship. If she's fine with the fact that her nigga want to look at titties to the right of him, that's her business. If she cool with the fact that he takes pictures with the girls in the house the way he do, then that's fine. It's probably because she's very secure in their relationship that she don't care. But all y'all are doing is projecting because y'all have yet to say one thing that he's actually did to y'all. One thing that he's actually done. Wandering eyes because he's in a relationship. Shanice said if he wasn't in a relationship, then I wouldn't even care. But you don't care. You don't care when you are pulling your titties and your vagina out in front of him. Where's your care then? So you're supposed to be butt naked in front of him and him just... Now, granted, maybe that's kind of Amir got up and left. But again, that's Amir. You're not Tasia. You're not in a relationship with Nick. So however he chooses to handle that, it's however he chooses to handle that. And put up your damn titties if you got a problem with somebody in a relationship looking at them. Then don't sit next to them and do it. Why should I have to inconvenience myself and get up and leave the party because you want to pull out your titties? I can't. So then Bria comes downstairs and Nick is really hot because Bria was the one that said that not that he's handsy, but that he be doing inappropriate stuff, all that other stuff, like I said earlier, right? And so he was like, Bria lied and was like, I never talked about you. I never said anything about you. Lie, you did. And she was like, I mean, but you do be kind of handsy, and you was flirting with me on the boat. So they showed the thing of the boat, right? So you see Bria across the way twerking with her non-ass, and that's what he said. He was like, oh, okay, I see you twerking, you trying to throw that thing. That's flirting? That's flirting to you? And if it is, and you were uncomfortable, why didn't you say anything? But you didn't. So then they try to show like other little shots, of like what they consider him flirting or whatever. But again, all of it is just him flirting. If y'all are uncomfortable with that, then say that. But y'all are not really uncomfortable with him flirting. Y'all are just upset because if y'all was Tasia, y'all would feel some type of way. Not that y'all actually feel some type of way about him doing it. Like, come on. So then Shanice is like, well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that you were handsy with me, but kind of like Shanice said. He said, no, I'm talking to you. Don't tell me what Shanice said. Tell me what you said. Oh, you're not going to talk to me like that. And then she pulled the ultimate white woman and you're not going to talk to me like that. You know what? Get it out. Because you're a liar at the end of the day. And that was pretty much the episode. And also Noelle gonna say, if you're not guilty, then why are you getting so mad? Because y'all are playing on his name. Like he said, y'all went from him being handsy to him having wandering eyes to him being flirtatious to him making people uncomfortable to no, I'm perfectly comfortable. Y'all can't even tell him what the problem truly is. It seemed like y'all nitpicking because from everything that we have seen, yes, Nick is flirtatious, very much so. That is what we have seen. He is a flirtatious man. Yes, he's in a relationship, but he is very flirtatious. But we have yet to see him really do anything that's crazy inappropriate. And like I said, the stuff that happened with Jordan and Summer, they corrected and they talked about. But you three, y'all three, y'all should have nothing to say because everything that's related to y'all that they showed was simply him flirting. And not once did any of y'all say that y'all was uncomfortable about it. All y'all keep saying is, if I was Tasia, but you're not. What it gets down to probably is that Tasia knows her nigga. She knows he's flirtatious and she don't care. But like Nick said, what y'all not going to do is play on my head top and play on my character. When Noelle was like, oh, well, why are you getting so upset? Because you're claiming that he's being handsy. Do you know how much that could really fuck up his character and his reputation and fuck with his job? The fact that you're saying that he's being handsy with you. Do you know what day and age we live in? Accusing somebody of something like that, that's not a joke. So again, let's nip it in the bud now. But now everybody want to play coy like, oh, we wasn't really saying it. Or you never did nothing to me. And that's the part that I'm stuck on. Everybody holds the fact that he didn't do anything to y'all. It's kind of like the Giselle and Chris thing. Like he didn't do anything to y'all, but y'all still got a problem. Why is that? My man. Well, how about two of y'all don't have a man, and the man that you have, you told us this episode that he lets people disrespect you as a black woman because he just is racist. So I'm lost. Shouldn't nobody be talking about nobody's relationships when two of you bitches ain't in a relationship and the other one is in a fucked up relationship? How about y'all shut the hell up and let Nick and Tasia have their own thing? I'm pretty sure if she feels uncomfortable, she would tell him. I'm pretty sure if she didn't like the way that he does things, they wouldn't be together. And even if it did bother her and she didn't say anything, guess what? It's still her relationship, y'all, not y'all. And as uncomfortable as y'all are, as I said, Bria or Noelle, y'all never checked y'all friend Shanice about how she acts in front of people that are in a relationship. So until y'all check y'all friend, I don't want to hear anything. And Bria, you literally just cursed Shanice out last season for how she acted getting butt-ass naked in front of your man. Shout out to Nick. Should have had me on your side, Nick. I would have cursed all them bitches out. Shout out to you. And shout out to Tasia. Tasia, you paid that girl dust the same way I would have. You're not about to tell me nothing about my man, period. Let alone on the show. You ain't about to tell me nothing about him. Especially when I know that these bitches last season was trying to get me. Absolutely not. Pay them dust, and I bet you Tasia never comes on this show again because y'all hoes are disrespectful. I still don't even respect the way that Jordan and Summer handled it, because y'all did not tell him. Y'all ran y'all mouth to Preston. Y'all didn't even say anything to him. Again, I'll give it to Jordan and Summer because he was a little handsy with them. I'll give them that. But they talked about it and they're done. You other three hoes, y'all can miss me with it. Get in a healthy relationship and get in a relationship period first, and then we can have a conversation. Fuck out of here, weirdos.